whatever we create. My name is Linda Salzer, and today we have a very special guest, my dear friend, Angelynn Cerridwen. We're going to be talking about the art of playing the conch. What is a conch? A conch is a tropical marine mollusk with a spiral shell. You have to cut a hole on the end to play, just like a brass instrument. I first met Angelynn during the holiday window season in Cambridge. She blew the conch to herald her angel, that call, and it was truly a voice from heaven. The love of music and the fun of playing the conch brought us together. Angelynn, how did you discover that you can make a sound and play music with a conch?
Well, I first learned about the conch making a sound from The Lord of the Flies when I read it as a kid in school. I know Ralph and Piggy, I think they both find the conch together, and they use it to call the boys after the crash. And that didn't turn out so well. Later on, I was working at the Renaissance Fair in New York State as an actor, and one of the musicians just gifted me with my first conch. And she said she knew I would love it. I did.
What a great gift.
Yes, I'm forever grateful to her.
Well, I'm ever grateful for what you've done for me, because I wanted to do something fun and join with you to form a conch group because I loved the sound of playing the conch. So what really drew you to that conch? Somebody gave you the gift of the conch?
First of all, I am so happy that you wanted to do that, and I hope we pick it up again.
We are going to do that because it is certainly fun.
Don't know what drew me to the sound, Linda. I have to say that because I was fascinated by the idea of it when I read about it in Lord of the Flies, but I'd never heard it. And yet, I've been told that in something that's called scientific Hinduism, it's believed to make the same sound as the which is
I believe
to be
that.
the first. I think so. Yeah. Even the different levels and the different tones they make, and that's supposed to be the first sound in the universe. So now, who wouldn't be attracted to that?
Absolutely. Who wouldn't? I was just wondering, I was thinking about the conchs that you have. I mean, are you drawn to one sound over the other? Because each one makes a totally different sound.
You're asking me to pick favorites now. They all do make different sounds. Except the one that makes no sound. I can't play it yet. You didn't see this one. It's a different kind. It's from Tonga. And it's a longer, you know the shell is soft, but it's longer, and you don't cut off the tip. You make a hole in the side of the bulbous part of the shell.
Oh.
And yes, I've heard it float, so I know it does work. But I have to practice more. And I don't know what it's going to sound like, but I'm working on it.
How do you play that one? Do you blow across it like a flute, or do you
I don't know. When I bought it, the person who was selling it demonstrated, and all they did was put their mouth to the hole, and it worked. I said, I can take this home. But it's apparently a different technique, and I am working on it. But I don't think you blow across it because he did not move. But I really want to do it, and I think I can. It's just harder because what I found is the smaller the opening, the more difficult it is to manage, I guess, to get the amount of breath through that you need to make a sound.
I agree.
Maybe you can try it for me.
Well, I find that your conch is much easier to play than mine, the one that you let me borrow at first.
Yes.
And mine, I think, has a smaller hole, so it's not as easy to play.
Well, the first one I had a small hole, and it took me a while because I've never played an instrument in my life. And it took me a while to get that one. I think the practice with that small hole made it, simpler for me to play the others. But I do think that's it. And it's just so worth it. It's a health benefit, too.
Really? Tell me about that.
You can believe what you want to believe, but it makes some sense. Supposedly, your lung capacity gets increased. You work.
I believe that.
You work all the muscles. You work your diaphragm. You work your vocal cords. You work your rectal muscles and your urinary tract, and it's supposed to be the all cleansing, all healing purifier. I mean.
Well, I know that when I play the conch, and especially when I play it with friends, you know, like you and our other friends that played also, I feel better. I feel the joy of playing the instrument and the fellowship and the music and everything.
I think that translates into a physical manifestation.
Absolutely.
I think it does. You get more oxygen. Your body is working to its fullest capacity, doing the in addition to everything else. So, okay. And there is one thing I read recently, and I do not know how to research this, and I'd like to try. The conch, I don't know, because supposedly purifies the air around it. The religious explanation is that the vibrations actually form a rent between the two worlds, and the spiritual can enter the mortal better, and we can exchange our chakras, not exchange our chakras, but strengthen them. Now that's the metaphysical or religious explanation. Mm-hmm. But I would be interested in researching anything physical about that, because the vibrations in the air are supposedly what changes your body.
Well, that's very interesting, and I'm going to have to look into that more.
Hmm. Well, it purifies the air and destroys the microorganisms around you. Mm-hmm. Now, it makes sense because you can do that physically, not necessarily with a conch. And I know that purifying, you can destroy microorganisms with vibrations. So
I just wanted to ask you one more question before we close for today. I'm so sorry. I know that we could talk about this for hours.
I know. I told you I was going to get something.
I'd like to know, do you have any big dreams or goals for playing your conch? You know, what do you want to play with other people? Do you want to go on tour? Do you want to play it on stage at the Argyle Tap Room in Cambridge? What would you like to do?
Wow, okay. Well, we owe the Argyle Tap Room in Cambridge.
Yes, we do.
A treat. So
we were
that
invited.
would have to be first.
Yes.
This is, it's like a rediscovery to me. And I heard just this morning from Charlie Morrow, who was the initiator of the Grand Concourse. He's over in Finland, but when he comes back, we're going to get back together again. I would really like to keep up with this. Learn to play that conch that's being resistant, and play with you again, Linda.
Well, that would be wonderful. I would really enjoy that because I always have fun when we play together. So thank you, Angelynn Cerridwen, for being with me on We Create. I really appreciate you being here.
Linda, it was so much fun, and I love talking to you, so thank you.
Thank you very much.